So good evening. We are Group 6. We are presenting our field work about taping on sloping ground. So surveying, or also known as geomatics, is defined as the science, art, and technology of determining the relative positions of points above, on, or beneath the Earth's surface, or of establishing such points. In a more general sense, surveying or geomatics can be regarded as the discipline which encompasses all methods for measuring and collecting information about the physical Earth and our environment, processing that information, and disseminating a variety of resulting products to a wide range of clients. We usually use different devices and equipment such as a ruler, measuring tape, theodolite, odometer, and many more when it comes to surveying a field or for us to measure an unknown course or distance. In this fieldwork, taping or sloping ground or uneven ground, taping is handled in a similar manner to taping over level ground. The taping is held horizontally, but one or both chain persons must use plumb bumps. Sometimes large elevation differences make it impossible to use an entire tape. In such situations, only part of the tape is used. The headman holds the zero end, and the rear tape man holds a convenient distance, which will allow the selected length of tape to be horizontal. All individual measurements must be recorded. The objectives of this fieldwork is to develop the skills in determining the horizontal distance of a sloping ground by breaking the tape method up and down the slope. 2. To acquire the skills in determining the horizontal distance of a sloping ground by using the tape of Abney hand level. 3. To apply the value of excellence and patience in measuring the slope of the ground.
Next is, in conducting this fieldwork, we will need the following instruments. First, two ranging poles. Ranging poles are used to mark areas and to set out straight lines on the field. They are also used to mark points which must be seen from a distance, in which case a flag may be attached to improve the visibility. They are straight round stalks, 3 to 4 cm thick and about 2 meters long. Usually, they are made of wood or metal and can also be homemade from strong straight bamboo or tree branches. Next is chalk. Chalk is a soft, white, powdery limestone consisting chiefly of fossil shells of foraminifera. It is a tool used for marking long, straight lines on relatively flat surfaces. It is used by the surveyor to mark the measured distance in each trial. Next, two plumb bobs. A plumb bob is used to check if objects are vertical. A bob consists of a piece of metal called a bob pointing downwards, which is attached to a cord. When the plumb bob is hanging free and not moving, the cord is vertical. And lastly, a 50-meter tape. Tapes are used to measure horizontal, vertical, and slope distances. They may be made of ribbon or a band of steel, an alloy of steel, cloth reinforced with metal or synthetic materials. Tapes are used in various lengths and widths and graduated in a variety of ways.
So with the materials, let's move on to the procedures. First, the professor assigns 2 points on a sloping ground to be measured by the students and marks the lower point down the hill as A and uphill as B. Next, set or hold range poles behind the point A and B or outside the course AB. These poles will aid the students to travel in a straight path. Front tape man holds the reeled out tape while the zero mark elevated by about the breast high is held by near tape man, directly over point A with the use of the plumb bob. Next, front tape man aligns himself along the course AB with the aid direction given by the rear tape man. The front tape man, while holding the end of the tape, pulls the tape to make it horizontal. Next, the 10-meter tape is stretched out on the ground on the straight path along A to B, where the zero end is held ahead. The rear tapeman is responsible for giving the signal to the front tapeman if his path is straight, while the front tapeman is responsible to pull the tape taut once the tape is aligned already.
The rear tape man leaves point A and moves up to the slope to the pin previously driven by the front tape man. Repeat procedures 3 and 4, which indicates that the front tape man aligns himself along the course with the A direction by the rear tape man, and a 10-meter tape is stretched out by the front tape man that is guided by the rear tape man. The last partial tape length is measured if possible with the 0 mark of the tape, now held at B. All data must be carefully recorded on the computation sheet provided. Reverse the process and measure the consecutive slope downwards.
Questions. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using the breaking tape method in measuring a horizontal distance of sloping terrain? Advantages of using the breaking tape method are: first, it is considered as an easy and simple method of measuring a slope. Second, it is also accurate but not 100% precise, as it depends on the positioning of the measuring tape. Next, it is also less likely to make errors, as the surveyors can control the breaking tape method and if the slope is straight and there is no obstacle. Lastly, it has a low probability of getting a large difference in the measured length because it uses marks and instruments such as plumb bob. Disadvantages of using breaking the tape method are: first, as opposed to its accuracy and precision, it is mostly depending on the experience of the user and surveyor. Also, there are factors that can affect the measurement such as health or age of the surveyor. Second, if the measuring instrument is not straight or the horizontal positioning of it is compromised, it can affect the measurement of the tape. Lastly, it is also involved with the instrument or tool. If the plumb bob that is being used is not straight or not properly positioned vertically or misaligned, it can also affect the desired measurement.
Question 2. Give other methods of determining the horizontal distance between the 2 points. So the first method is direct method or the stepping method. This method consists in measuring the line in short horizontal length called steps. Suppose that we are going to measure the distance between point A and point B. The convenience of obtaining better results, chaining is done from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill. Next, the follower holds the zero end of the chain at A on the ground and the leader with the other end of the chain. And the ranging rod moves in the forward direction at a convenient distance apart. The leader then stops at and the follower directs him to be in line with B. The leader stretches the chain in the horizontal position and transfers the end point of the chain on the ground with the help of a plumb bob, or ordinarily with a ranging rod or by dropping a piece of stone. Next, the follower then moves and reaches the station occupied by the leader, and then the leader moves in the forward direction. The process is repeated for several times until the whole line is changed. The lengths of all the steps are added up so as to obtain the total horizontal distance. The next method is the indirect method, wherein the whole length of the line is first of all divided into different sections having approximately the same slope. Horizontal distance is calculated for each section separately, and the horizontal distance is then obtained by adding up all the horizontal distances of different sections.
In conclusion, in order to get the accuracy in measuring this fieldwork is by using the Pythagorean theorem, which helps in determining the horizontal distance and sloping distance of a slope or measurement of the slope, hence calculating a more accurate data for the measurement. We can also use the law of cos, law of sine, break the tape method, Abney hand level, parallel distance measurement, etc. for this fieldwork, making it more flexible in terms of calculating the horizontal distance. Another method is the dynamic taping. Just like in slope taping, the taping is done along the slope, but this time the vertical angle is measured with a transit, thus getting the computation of the horizontal distance in getting the right data for this fieldwork. Although there are a variety of methods that can be used in this fieldwork, there are also chances of error while conducting it, wherein the source of errors are inaccurate measurements, human errors, instrumental error, whereas human errors pertain to the error that the surveyor is doing while conducting the fieldwork, such as the surveyor's measurement of the slope is not totally perpendicular to the ground, resulting in error, while instrument errors pertain to the use of defective instruments while doing the fieldwork. Therefore, conducting this fieldwork needs a lot of patience and effort because the measurement of this fieldwork should be totally perpendicular to the ground. And also to avoid errors during the fieldwork, the surveyor should read carefully the manual in conducting this fieldwork. So that concludes our lab report. Thank you for listening. My name is Andre Randolph Case Emibayan.
I am Gerardo Luis Enrico S. Navarro.
I am Mark Justin L. Cayabyab.
I am Pauline Madeline R. Fauni.
I am Kyria Joyce M. Liberanes.
Dayang Pamatmat Skyler.
I am Conrad Espejo.
Bumabati kami ng maligayang
Maligayang
Pasko!
Pasko at manigong bagong taon!
Taon.
Yay!
Wakas na gawa natin.
Okay din.